Hello, everyone, and welcome to our On the Road show. These are segments about where dancers live around the DMV. I'm your host today. I'm Jane Franklin, the artistic director of Jane Franklin Dance, and we've been doing this series once a week for a while as a great way to introduce various locations around the DMV that we all call home, especially in this time of keeping apart. Being outdoors is something that's been very meaningful to so many people to be able to have a chance to be outside. So I'm going to introduce our guest today, who also created today's video segment, Brynna Wilder. And here is Brynna.
Hello.
And Brynna has been with the company since, I think it's 2016, Brynna, is that right?
Yeah.
And Brynna has always driven quite a distance to be able to join us for rehearsals, which in itself is a very wonderful feat, considering how in normal days it's so hard to commute around the DMV. But I'm going to let Brynna talk to you a little bit about her home area and the outdoor area where she explores before we show her video. So you want to tell us a little bit about where you're living, Brynna?
Yeah. My husband and I live in Germantown, Maryland. We actually just moved from a condo into a house about a month and a half, 2 months ago. So there's also a new area for us as well. But one thing we really love about where we're living is it's only 4 houses down is a path to all these paths that interweave, and some go to different areas with parks and other areas go to rivers, and there's 2 different ponds that you can walk to, so it's been really fun just like in the evenings or mornings when we both have a little bit of a break from work to be able to take walks together around there.
Great. And I don't know Germantown very well. I mean, of course, we've been through there a few times. So it was really nice to see this segment that Brynna created. So let's take a look at that. And then after it completes, Brynna and I will be back and continue this conversation. So here is Brynna on the road in Germantown.
Welcome to Black Hill Regional Park in Germantown, Maryland. I'm Brynna, and today I will be dancing my way through some of my favorite paths. One of the entrances to the paths is only 4 houses down from my house, so it's really easy to get to. I love this area because of the endless options. Some paths lead to lakes, others to a local park. There's also lots of streams, and people love to picnic next to it, which is really fun. Thank you for walking with me. I hope you join us October 3rd for a real-time virtual performance that we will film from the Athenaeum.
Great, Brynna. That was so nice. And it really looks like you could, in Germantown, might be just almost, except for that asphalt pathway out in the Appalachia Mountains or something. It's a really beautiful area. I was was wondering about your video, though, if you had any assistance with your video production.
Yes, my husband Andy helped. He was able to follow along and film, which was a lot of fun. Sometimes I'd be like, okay, can you film from this side? And then he would try from this side. And then he was also kind of the lookout to see if I was going to run into anything, because that would not have been good. There was an outtake where I almost fall down a hill. Luckily, caught myself in time. But yeah, he was a big help that day.
Yes, a nice steady hand. I noticed that. That's great.
Yes.
Nice steady hand. It looks like we have a comment here. Oh, Kelsey just is giving her compliments to Andy. So that's good. That's good. Thank you, Kelsey, for chiming in there. So how about your editing, Brynna? Did you take care of all of that, putting the whole piece together?
Yes, yeah, I just use iMovie. It's on the Mac, so I was able to splice the videos and then record a voice overlay to fill into the music. But yeah, so for me, the voice editing is always the most difficult because I normally have to take quite a few takes before I'm happy with how it sounds.
Right. I mean, all those things that are so personal, and also there's that idea, that notion of when you first hear your own voice back, it's that kind of thing. But we are all used to having Brynna in our pieces and hearing her voice quite strongly in many of the things we do. And one thing she mentioned at the end of her video was a show that we have coming up in just a few weeks, which is, let me pull out this banner here so I get the details correct. It is at the Athenaeum. It's a free live performance. We will all be in the same room at the same time in order to present this performance, which is a distinct pleasure we have not had for quite a while. Here's our little performance slide to help you remember. But Brynna, I wanted to ask you about just the other day. On Monday, we were at the Athenaeum, who so graciously have welcomed us into their space for our first in-person rehearsal in a really long time, with the idea in mind that we were actually designing the piece to be performed as a live performance. So I just wanted to ask Brynna a little bit about what that day was like for her, getting through that rehearsal, especially in these times of physical distancing. The piece was originally designed with some touching, of course, and weight supports. So if you want to just mention what our Monday rehearsal day was like, Brynna.
It was definitely interesting. It was really great to see everyone in person again, though, that's for sure. But something that was different was we've worked in the space before, but now we have to think about where the camera is specifically. So instead of thinking of the whole room, we had to think of, okay, the camera's here, what's on the screen, what's off, which is an added element to being in the space. Along with that is taking these pieces, like you said, that are touching, and now we're like, okay, now we're gonna do it, but be 6 feet apart. So separating out that movement to make sure that we're socially distanced and safe, but still dancing in the same space and still having that connected feeling, even if we're not physically connecting.
Yes, that's very true. And this show, by the way, this is a little shout out to the Athenaeum and Northern Virginia Fine Arts Association. They have a terrific show right now, which actually you can see online as well as in person. But they have the work of, I think, 53 artists, visual artists, who made things specifically related to their experience about being in quarantine and going through COVID, and also in this time of dealing with human rights, many aspects of that is going on as well. And so it's a really exciting show. So we are really happy to partner with them, and we will be showing little solos that connect directly to each of the art pieces. So just another reason to to come and join us on October 3rd. The other thing I wanted to mention, and I'm going to put this video up right quick. Brynna and I will still be able to chat. You won't see us, but we'll see Amy. There's Amy. Amy teaches this class called Abs with Amy. It's on Saturday morning. It is not quite as fast as she is doing it, but it's a really good class. And if you'd like to get a $5 single class ticket, use that web address, and you can certainly join us for that. Also, I wanted to ask Brynna, right now she's working on a 40 Plus project. And you want to tell us a little bit about how that's going thus far, Brynna?
Yeah, it's going really well. It's been really fun to work with the 40 Plus ladies again. They're working super hard. But yeah, it's definitely different working in this screen mode, because moments where we're going forwards and away from the camera look really cool, but they're very complicated when you're switching your facings. What's front, what's back, what's your right, what's your left, in comparison to each other because of the camera work and everything. So that's been having to do a lot of communication with exactly what movement is what. This is my right hand going to the right side, and just being very vocal about what every single step is, which is very different than when you can just show it when you're a wrong person.
Right. And that's one of the things that's been challenging about Zoom, but it's been odd also to go then when we're not working on Zoom and be back together. So strange times all in all. But I'm going to go ahead. The next thing I'd like to show you, and we're almost winding down here, but I did want to show you a video that was made by Rebecca Weiss. She's one of the company dancers. It was made about, I think, in 2018 for a piece she created for 40 Plus called Branchscape. We're giving a shout out to Becca today. She had some surgery on her wrist this morning, and we're sending her well wishes and hoping that it all went as smooth as can be, and also for a quick recovery. So with that, I'm going to just kick in with this 40 Plus video that Becca made a little while back. And please join us on October 3rd. We do have another 40 Plus project coming. Brenna's already started hers, but Kelsey's starts in late October. So plenty more to come this fall. So I hope you can join us next week. We'll have Amy will be doing our On the Roads, and we'll find out about her location in Maryland. So thank you so much, Brynna, for joining us today.
Thank you.
All right, and let's just take a look at 40 Plus. Let's see. Let me shift on over here, make sure I have the right thing, and we're